Welcome to Handmade Happenings. I'm Rosa. Today I'm showing you how to make a doll nightgown using a basic bodice pattern. This project will require some modifications to the pattern as well as some, I guess you could say, light pattern drafting, but it's really easy to do. It was the first one I ever did, and this was when I was in high school. I definitely did not know nearly as much about changing patterns and modifying them as I do now, and it still turned out. So for this, you'll need a basic bodice pattern, both the front and back pieces. This came from a Simplicity pattern, which I will put a picture up, but I don't know that it's available because it is a pretty old pattern. However, it really doesn't matter because most doll patterns, if they are like a basic top and skirt attached to it, will have something, kind of similar looking to this, and you can do a lot of modifications. Any pattern that just looks similar to this will do. Additionally, you'll need a sleeve pattern that fits into your bodice pattern. So this actually came from a different pattern set from the bodice, but they were both done by Simplicity, so the sleeve does fit into the armholes. Other than that, it doesn't necessarily matter what style sleeve. You can go with whatever you prefer. I am partial to the long sleeves, and with doll clothes especially, an elastic cuff, because I just find it easier to dress the doll. So all of the modifications for this actually take place on the bodice pattern, so the sleeve pattern can just be set aside for now. So for the modifications, I'm going to start with the front piece. I have a scrap piece of paper, and I am just placing this so that this edge that would normally be cut on the fold of your fabric is on a straight edge of the paper. And I don't need to trace the whole thing. I'm just going to position it slightly past the armhole. And I'm going to trace around the edges of the pattern from the neckline, across the shoulder, and partway down the armhole. I want to stop about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway down the armhole. And I want to mark on the pattern where I stopped. It's an important thing to know. I am using a mechanical pencil here, so that maybe if you're having a hard time seeing, that's why, but it's more precise for me. So I'm going to pull this off, and I can see a rough outline of it. It is a little wobbly because my paper kept moving out of the way. This is a well-used pattern. So where I stop tracing right here is going to be my stitch line, which means that I need to add seam allowance to it. And the seam allowance on the original pattern is 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to add 1/4 inch to this. Actually, let's straighten this out. So that line is where I stopped when tracing my pattern. So that is my stitch line. So I need to add 1/4 inch past it for my seam allowance. So this is my front yoke, and I need to cut 2 on the fold. The back yoke is done the same as the front, so you line up the center back edge of the pattern piece with the straight edge of the paper, trace the neckline across the shoulder and partway down the arm side. And I use the front yoke to determine where to stop so that the pieces are the same size, and then add seam allowance to that bottom edge. And I labeled the piece as the back yoke cut 4. Now that these are finished, I can go ahead and cut them out. So this is the front yoke, and now I need to make the pattern piece for the main body of the nightgown. I'm going to start out by determining the width. I'm going to do that by measuring the width of my pattern piece. I'm starting with the front piece, and it is about 2.5 inches. Now the width of the body needs to be bigger than that because I want to gather it down. However, I don't want to double it because that's too much gathers, especially since I plan on adding a flounce or a ruffle at the bottom of it. So I'm going to do 1.5 times the width of this. So 1.5 times 2.5 equals 3 3/4 inches. And I'm just taking this, it's computer paper, and the first thing I'm going to do is mark from that top edge 1/4 inch down. That's a straight edge. And I'm just marking that because that's seam allowance. If you imagine that this is where I'm going to start tracing my pattern from, then this piece up here is my seam allowance. And then I'm going to measure from this longer edge 3 3/4 inch over. And at that point is where I want the edge of the armhole where I marked it from earlier to set. I want it to line up with this line that I drew and with the edge of my ruler. And of course this is approximate. It doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to be in that general range. And at this point I'm going to trace the edge of the armhole and that side seam. Now I'm going to take it off, and I'm basically going to extend this line all the way down. So at this point I can go ahead and cut off or cut out the armhole, I guess you could say slot or space. And now I just need to determine the length of this piece. So to determine the length of the body piece, I'm going to place the yoke onto my doll, adjusting it so that it sits about where it would sit once it's all sewn. Then I'm going to take my measuring tape, I'm going to line the end of it up with the stitch line, and then measure down however far I want the main body to go. I'm adding a ruffle, so I just need to measure to where I want it to end, and then add 1/4 inch for seam allowance. So I want 9.5 inches from my stitch line on this piece. So I'm going to bring this piece over. I'm going to measure from that stitch line again down 9.5 inches and mark it. Now if I wasn't doing a ruffle, what I would do is I would do that same process, measure to where I want my nightgown to end, and then just add however much I needed for the hem. So this is the front body, and we're going to cut one on the fold. Here again, the back is done the same as the front, and this piece is labeled back body cut 2. So I have the pieces finished, and just for fun, I want to compare them to my original pattern pieces. And I'm just curious to see how similar or different they are. So immediately I can see I obviously went for a full double width from the yoke on the body pieces. So there would have been more gathering here, which also means more fabric at the hem, which means more fabric required for the ruffle on the bottom. Height and size seems to be pretty similar length. And then these were the yoke pieces. Maybe not as similar. It for one thing looks like my tracing of the pieces was not very good. It also looks like I either had a shorter yoke or I forgot to add seam allowance, or it was a very narrow seam allowance. It's interesting because the back piece a little deeper or longer than the front here. But otherwise they are actually fairly similar. With the pattern done, it's time to cut out the fabric. I listed the pattern pieces and the cutting instructions in the last section. In addition to those, I'm also cutting out 2 sleeves. And this fabric is just a scrap of quilting cotton with a print that looked like a nightgown. You can also use flannel, and I really like that, especially for like ones to give at Christmas, because it just has that kind of Christmas morning look. To assemble, start by attaching the back yoke pieces to the front yoke at the shoulder seams. And you should have 2 sets of these. So you have 2 front yokes, and each will have 2 back pieces attached. One of these is your outer yoke and the other is a lining. Now you're going to place these pieces right sides together, matching up the center and neckline edges. And sew up the center back seam, around the neckline, and down the other back seam. Clip the corners and curves, then flip right sides out and press to get it to lay flat. Now take the 2 back body pieces and hem the top 5 inches of the center back seam. Then gather the top edge of all 3 body pieces, so the 2 back and the 1 front, and attach them to the bottom of the corresponding yoke pieces. And what I mean by that is just that the back body piece gets attached to a back yoke piece and the front body to the front yoke. Next, hem the sleeves. This is where you can add lace if you want. I didn't here, but if you do, it is a really nice detail. Now attach the elastic. Do this by setting your machine to a zigzag stitch. Place the elastic near the edge of the sleeve and sew over it while gently pulling to stretch it. Then gather the top of the sleeves and sew one to each of the armholes in the gown. Next, fold the back of the gown down and sew the side seams with the right sides together, going from the hem of the sleeve down to the hem of the gown. And at this point, you could just leave it the way it is, hem the bottom, and have more of a plain looking gown, but I added a ruffle. To do this, cut a strip of fabric double the width of the hem of the gown and the height that you want the ruffle to be, plus extra for the hem and seam allowance. Hem one long edge and gather the other to the size of the bottom of the gown and sew it on with the right sides together. Finally, attach Velcro to the back opening, then sew the back seam with the right sides together. Thank you for joining me as I took something of a trip down memory lane. If you try this, let me know how it goes, and I hope you'll join me next time for another handmade happening.